I should have gotten more water before I got started, but that's fine. That's just poor planning on my part, which is evidently the story of my life. So, first and foremost, got a couple things that I need to catch you all up on. Work has been very strenuous. There's been a lot of it lately. And specifically lately, it's been very hard. I don't really know how much I want to go into it, but let's just say that there's a certain time of the year where a lot of stuff needs to happen, and that's the summer. Summer's when everyone's like, oh, it's so nice, do anything you want, it's great, just focus on all your projects when it's blazing hot and in triple digits degrees and you're sweating like a pig just walking around. And yes, that's the time of the year that we want to get work done. I understand that people are trying to avoid snow and water and whatnot, but goodness gracious, I just cannot handle this. I legitimately do not think that I will survive another summer doing manual labor. And that's what brings us to this specific venture, what we need to talk about today. The work that I've been doing, this physical labor that I've been doing for about more of my life has been doing this work than not this work. Let's just put it that way. About 15 years or so, I've been working for this very specific gentleman that my dad has been working for a long time. And so I really want to... I guess there's no easy way to say this, but that gentleman has died. And so things are changing. Things are in gear. There's a whole lot of process that's happening right now. And most of what that is going to be is, changing gears and actually being, switching directions. And this is legitimately what I want to be doing, is making content, making videos, making stories, making memories with people. So it's about time that I actually committed. And those of you who know me know that I have trouble with commitment, with actually going all in. I'm a very cautious and careful and just honestly scared person. And so what I am trying to do is, even though I don't know that this is going to work, even though I am scared and terrified and not sure how that this is going to play out, I am legitimately going to go for it. And I'm that type of person that makes it happen. But unfortunately, this isn't something that I can do by myself. I legitimately need people supporting me. I need to get a community that not only enjoys me, but enjoys what I do and is willing to chip in monetarily. Because unfortunately, the world speaks in only one language, and that is dollar bills. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish this was still a world where we could trade goods and services, where you could go into town and you had a specialist that was a good leather worker that made good shoes, and you could trade him for a gallon of dairy that your mother mailed you, because I don't know, I'm getting way off topic and also getting in the weeds of fantasy and role-playing. And just the other day I gave up completely. I was legitimately thinking about just burning my entire YouTube channel and every bridge that I had ever built with anybody. But I didn't want to do that. Above all things, I am not a quitter. I simply just cannot choose to stop caring. I legitimately care about the work that I do. And not just, the physical projects that I've done, but the people that I've met and spent time with. Those things are important to me. I may not be able to remember them. I may not be physically able to hold on to that sort of stuff, but sorry, I'm getting a little lost. I realized that simply giving up on this because, well, I'm not seeing any progress. The reason why I'm not seeing any progress is not because there aren't people out there. It's because I really and truly have not committed to this. There have been times where, I've decided, I'll do a decent upload schedule and I'll stream and, I'll do collabs and, I dipped my toe in and I said, oh, look, it's not working. Let me just not even bother anymore. And I want to stop being that person. I want to stop giving up on myself and just sticking to what's safe and what's easy. I want to actually commit. So, first and foremost, I'm going to try and upload more regularly on my channel. Mostly what that'll be is I think I want to go back to doing the RPG advice, one of those every week. Usually on Mondays I'll upload those. That seem to be working pretty good. I still want to keep doing my Wednesday campaign. That's probably the best campaign I've ever done, and it seems to be going pretty good, and I really, more than anything, just want to hold on to that. Friday game wasn't really working out, just like all the others. They kind of fall apart, and so I want to try doing something else on Friday. I'm not sure what that's going to be. I'd like to have more, interaction with followers on YouTube or whatnot, and do like community events and maybe do some one-shots where, people come in and participate or something. And I'm not sure what that would look like and how that would work, but there are options out there. That's something I'm looking at. The other aspects that I want to bring up is, though I hate to say it, I will probably try streaming on Twitch, even though I absolutely abhor Twitch. That's what seems to work. And again, I've also dipped my toes in that and said, oh, look, it doesn't work for me, but it works for all my other friends that are doing it. And I'm not really sure what my problem is, but I'm going to legitimately try harder. I'm going to spend more time and energy doing stuff, and also not just put out a bunch of energy, for a blip and be like, oh, look, nobody noticed, but actually, consistently show some general, uploads, a good stream schedule. It's all about moderation. And that's one of the things that I never liked about fireworks. They make a lot of noise. They get big and bright and loud, and they're beautiful momentarily, but it's just sort of gone in an instant. Fireworks scare you. My mom likes fireworks. I understand why people like fireworks, but I've never been really one of those types of people to go for adrenaline. It's the same reason why I don't think I would get into something like skydiving, or even less than that, like motorbiking, or even less than that, just like driving around for the sake of it, or you know, pushing the edge, the envelope. I'm not one of those people that is interested in activities where the best possible outcome is not failing. You know, I've never really understood that, but I think that is actually not a strength that I have, but a flaw that I have. I'm not interested in doing things that are scary, and you know, sometimes those are the best things to try to get out there. Just, I don't know, experience new things, just feel something. So, I'm not exactly sure what I'll stream. Probably gaming content. I really just mostly want to get some traction with communities and start building up a following. You know, doing collaborations with other people. Just in general, get the word out there that I'm, you know, a content creator here, trying to do stuff, and you know, hopefully, I'll slowly but surely be getting more and more viewers, and you know, once I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I can begin to start monetizing my videos, which probably won't happen anytime soon. But I'm actually really surprised that I'm at 100, and you know, with the general activity that I've actually legitimately been giving my channel is actually sort of, I understand the progress that I've slowly been getting. Thank you for the support, Hunter. You know, for the longest time, the only subscribers I ever had were people that I specifically knew that said, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel. Do you want to go check it out?" And they'll say, "Yeah, I'll subscribe." But, you know, they don't watch my videos. They don't care about. I don't even know those people anymore. But you know, now I've actually been slowly but steadily increasing in followers and viewers and even people commenting. So that's really pretty cool. So for that, I am appreciative and grateful anytime. Yeah. I'm looking forward to not just you know, making stuff on here. You know, a lot of what I was planning to do was making my own stuff, but I'd kind of like to do a bit. You got me some bread, thank you. One of the things I was gonna say, Hunter, is that I'm looking forward to sharing the stuff that you make, and maybe also sharing other content that other people make. The biggest thing that I ever wanted to do on my channel was to do a sort of discussion of things, not just straight up like opinions and rating, you know, content of like, well, this is what I think about this game, or you know, doing general reviews. I actually sort of want to just sit down and discuss things with people. So, and I also know that you are in the voice channel right now, if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Indeed I am. Hello.
Howdy. It is what it is. Says, I hope content creation works out for you. Thank you. Thank you. I know you don't really want to spoil anything about the current campaign that you're making, but I just want to, you know, congratulate you. You know, I've been saying it for the longest time, but I legitimately think that you'd be good at running a game. So, looking forward to that.
Well, I've never really done it before, but hey, I may as well dip my toes in the water, you know.
I mean,
give it a
that's
shot.
legitimately how I started.
So yeah, I'm gonna just working out a few kinks before I start having everyone join. And I
Yeah.
hope it goes well.
And of course, always the best way to test something out and see if it works is legitimately by just trying it. You know, once you get a feel for it, you can tinker with it as you go as well. You don't have to make it perfect and then show it. Sometimes the only way to tell if you've made something good is to get feedback on it. Reminds me of this, Randy Feltface? He made a.
Randy Felt.
He did a show called Randy Writes a Novel. And he's like, I'd share it with you, but I'm concerned that it's a bit shit. It's like making a baby and then walking down the street, and it's not until someone else sees and screams and yells and runs to the other side of the street getting hit by an oncoming bus that you realize that you've made a shit baby.
Why was I expecting the bus when you said like running across the street? I was just like, they're gonna get hit by a bus.
I don't think that's exactly what he said. He described someone coming up to the tram. He was like, "Oh, let me look inside and see what you've got here. Oh, you've got a shit baby." And Mime's throwing it on the ground, and then Mime's back to the mom like, "Yeah, dang it, no." Oh, he's a funny lad. I enjoy that man very much. Not also is he a comedian, but also a musician, which is something very, very cool.
Got some music.
Mm-hmm. So some pretty catchy bangers too. But yeah. I mean, something that we could do if you're interested is maybe I start doing a little dungeon master's guide or whatever, where sit down, discuss our experiences and what we've learned, and so suggestions or whatnot. And maybe I'll do a weekly thing of let's discuss this topic of how what's the best way to start a campaign or whatnot. And I'll be like, well, there's the typical thing of you start in a tavern and everyone knows each other and it's just a job, and that's good and simple and easy because it's just a good premise to start off with. But I think that's a bit boring, so usually what I like to do is talk to each individual player and come up with a story and then tie them together into the world. And then I'd pass the mic to you and you'd be like, I've never run a campaign before.
Well, we do have more than just me doing DM, so yeah, we could definitely do that if we get the other guys on.
Yeah, I legitimately want to grow this server and have multiple games running that aren't just me. This isn't just a server for me running games, but I want to see other people. You've also noticed that I've made a new category for just roleplay, so people can come and sit in voice channels if they want to hang out like you do. And also I do sometimes when I'm just looking to hang out with people. And then we can just sort of, do some general back and forth of whatever you want to do. I was thinking about making a specific one for, combat or battlefield or whatnot, but I'm like, each of these settings you could do whatever you want, whether it be combat or just roleplay or something or whatnot. So I just made them generic of tavern, forest, dungeon,
Graveyard.
Yeah. Ooh, I could do spooky haunted graveyard. I'll add that one.
That idea is gonna cost you $1,000 right there.
Okay.
It's a Zoke. No, don't do it. It's a Zoke. It's a Zoke spell. No.
Well, I'm just subtracting it from the amount of money that you already pay me for joining the server and using my voice channel. Legitimately right now, every single word that you say is costing you money. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, time for me to go, boys. I'll see you fellas later.
That's $1,000 more dollars. Every single sentence is $1,000.
Well,
That's... Oh, I'll let that one pass. Oh, he left. Oh, dang it. Hey, welcome back.
Guess I'm going into debt today, boys.
It's it's all funny money, anyways. No, but legitimately, I really, really didn't want to make this sort of situation that I've got about money, but it's getting to that point where I legitimately need to start considering my career options, and I think I can make this work. I really do. I just need to, well, I don't know. I think I need to actually make it happen, I guess. Every breath is $1. I mean, most people charge like $25 per session, and I'm like, ooh. I wouldn't do that. And I think actually probably what I'll do is whenever we have new players, I'd let them play for, probably a month for free. But I think I do legitimately want to start requiring payment for sessions. Fortunately for you guys, I do have a Patreon supporter, and they want to keep the Wednesday game going, so they paid for it. They paid for everyone so that the Wednesday game can keep going. Which I think is good, because that means that I'll be able to continue, running a game that I enjoy. You all get to keep playing, and it'll be a good upload on my channel every week. That's kind of the best thing, is that in order for you to get subscribers and views on YouTube, you need to upload constantly. Are you still there? Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I don't know if streaming it is going to make a difference. I'm gonna stream on YouTube. Fuck Twitch. The only thing of value that I will put on Twitch is like gaming content. It's just throwaway stuff. Anything of value that I do on Twitch, I instantly port over to YouTube, because they do have that feature. But I'm only gonna do my trashy throwaway streaming on Twitch. Don't tell Twitch that. I'm a YouTube man, through and through, all the way. If honestly, the only reason why I'm doing Twitch is because you just need to have multiple, social medias in order to grow stuff. I don't want to touch TikTok with a 10-foot pole, but if we legitimately start getting, some funny moments or whatnot that I can clip or something, I might do some YouTube shorts, and if those get any
Don't
traction,
touch
then I'll
TikTok.
do TikTok.
I was just not a big fan of TikToks.
No. I wouldn't touch you with a 25.5-foot pole.
That's just rude. To the pole, like,
Yeah.
if you don't want to touch me, what makes you think that pole does? Like,
Well,
did you even ask the pole its feelings?
the pole doesn't have any feelings. The pole is an inanimate, non-sentient object.
You didn't roll high enough in your perception check. It's alive.
No, I get to decide that.
I'm the DM here now. It rolled
Oh,
a 20.
okay. Yeah, see, that's what being a DM is so good about, is that you get to be in charge of that stuff. You can completely decide if my entire armor set is sentient and just eats me one day. You can just choose for that to happen.
Alright, time to roll, see if you die.
Exactly. Just imagine playing an entire campaign where everything is a mimic.
Oh yeah, no, when I saw you like sending mimic memes in the meme set. I was like, I'm scared to touch anything.
Oh, that wasn't memes. I was legitimately talking about like the different types of things that mimics are. Because most people, what they think of a mimic is sort of like it changes its external stuff. Like it has like a shell to make it look like something. But there are legitimate mimics that are like truly polymorph themselves into things, but do manage to retain sentience. So, but yeah. Anywho. Um, I think that's basically everything that I wanted to touch on with the current state of affairs and what's been happening since the previous, catch up that I did. So I don't really want to make this too long, but also if there's anything else you want to say to the people at home, and do you want to advertise what your game is going to be, and if you yeah, I'm actually noticing that too for some weird reason that I'm getting lag spikes. Let me just close Chrome. I think I legitimately need to stop using Chrome and move to something else. Maybe I'll start using Opera GX.
Live stream sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I actually did get some offers to promote Raid Shadow Legends. Unfortunately, the only way that I would get any money from that, any traction, is if a certain number of people actually played it and used my code. But I don't
Alright,
hardly.
I'll download it again. Tell me the code. Come on.
Well, I mean, it doesn't work anymore, but
Well, we're putting it in. We don't get a choice.
the next time it happens, which actually might be pretty soon, in the next couple of months or something.
We gotta support our favorite board man over here. Even if it means breaking a rule that I set a long time ago when I said I'd never touch Raid Shadow Legends. I'll break it right now.
I actually played Raid Shadow Legends, and I think if I did get another one of those opportunities, I would sit down and give it an honest review. The biggest thing about it is that it does keep changing, so my opinion of it keeps changing as well. I will neither say what my state of opinion is on it right now, but I would legitimately sit down and give it an honest review.
I just realized that guy's name is It Is What It Is.
It is what it is.
I am now laughing internally and holding it back.
Okay. Certainly seems like it.
So, I think you asked me, like, if I wanted to promote my game.
Yeah, or if anything. Hey, Modded.
It's a call.
Yep. Modded is a new friend that I made.
Dabbing emoji.
That's amazing.
Where the heck did he get that?
I mean, there are like stickers and emotes that you can get from channels and whatnot, similar to Twitch. So I don't know if this is a specific channels or if it's a generic one that you can get.
I see. Let me real quick take a look at the emojis before I say.
Yes, there is just a standard dab emoji that you can do.
Oh my god, there it is. Boom. Perfect.
In a sense, Modded, this is a bit of a podcast. Mostly what this is every so often whenever I feel it's important, when there's a big change, I just like to sit down for a little bit, have a little heart-to-heart with YouTube, and just sort of tell them what's going on. basically, now that, now that a lot of the big work is done, like things are starting to wind down for the season. I'm not completely exhausted in the evenings. I can start to focus on stuff more. I'm actually going to start sectioning off time and actually probably stop working on my, you know, technically real job during the day and start creating more content and whatnot. So expect to see more videos, more live streams, more, basically. So yeah, look forward to all of that.
Maybe more of me. Who knows?
Indeed. I would very much like to start up some sort of podcast where we just sort of talk about stuff. I'm tired of doing podcasts by myself. This is really the only podcast that I think I want to keep up where it's usually just me. I don't mind you joining. But I would like to start up a podcast where we could get like 2 or 3 people to, even if just briefly, but like to discuss some things. Just because I'm very much a person that's got some opinions and I like discussing. So
I'd be interested in doing that. Pretty sure someone else in the Discord's probably interested too.
sure, maybe we could get Dusk in here. Maybe modded too. I don't know.
Maybe.
No. Okay. Well, if that's probably everything. Um, actually, I was thinking about making a little video that's like, if you want to help support me, go to my Patreon, because I don't like putting the little advertisements in my videos or whatever, or like whether it's at the beginning or the middle or the end. I don't like doing that nonsense, but it might be good to at least get it out there. But I don't even know if I really want to make a video about that. So I was kind of thinking about just, leaving it as a little blurb. I'm kind of taking a poo-poo right now, but maybe later. Well, I mean, sure. We could do it this evening, but I probably wouldn't do it here. Like, whatever podcast we want to do, probably wouldn't do it in this. I'd start a new podcast. But yeah, I do have a Patreon that is probably, at this current moment, the best way to support me, in order to make sure that I have some financial income that allows me to, work on stuff. If I don't have to worry about paying, bills and rent, that nonsense, then I can legitimately spend more time, just focusing on cranking out videos and stuff. Because I want to get into animation, but that stuff takes too long. And writing takes even longer. So, making shorts and whatnot seems to be the way to go. But there's some really good content that I want to get out there. But yeah, it is what it is. Doesn't want to hear about the poo poo.
I don't think anyone did, but still,
Yeah,
it is what it is, I guess.
it is what it is. So I do have a Patreon. It is linked on my YouTube. It's linked on my Discord. All of my account and information is linked together, so there's lots of ways to find it. But I think I actually need to say it verbally, I suppose, so that people know. I might even make a post on YouTube. I don't even know if I should bother with Twitter anymore, because I wasn't getting any following on Twitter. So, and now that it's Twitter X, I think everyone's leaving it. So,
What's Twitter? You mean X?
yeah. Well, it's
I've
called
never heard
Twitter
of this
X.
Twitter before. Oh, I thought it was just X.
I think it's called Twitter X so that people can still search Twitter, because if you just search X, you don't really find anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably because it's not doing so good.
Yeah. The name change was not very useful.
Yeah, things kind of took a tumble.
Oh, here's something of interest. You remember the first campaign I ever did, right?
Probably.
I mean, you kind of caught it near the tail end. But would you think you'd be interested in restarting that campaign? That'd be a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I remember it. It was pretty good.
One of my old players, the first player I ever had, and the longest player I've ever had, Raxthy. You remember him, right? The Lich guy.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He was like,
He suggested that I redo that campaign because he liked that campaign.
it was a really good campaign.
It was pretty good.
I definitely missed Garfield.
Well, Garfield is in that campaign. I think the biggest thing that I would do if that came is simplify the plot significantly. I noticed that that's a big problem that I have, and just make it, small side quests and situational events and whatnot. Because I'm always focused on like, oh, this is where they need to go, and this is what's important, and this is who they need to speak with, and when that stuff doesn't happen, I get upset and I don't know what to do. So I just need to, yeah, because otherwise it's me forcing you guys through a series of events and describing what's happening, and if you choose to interact or not, it almost doesn't matter, and that's not something you want to do. Why are you guys humming?
Why not?
Okay,
Zona Sparrow.
that's okay.
Come on. You can have the cookie.
That's all right. I'm not sure what day I would do that, but that could be something pretty cool to do. Since I would have you and that other player, I basically just need one other person, because I started that campaign with just 3 people. And then, eventually we'd get more people, I'm sure.
Pretty sure we can convince someone to join. I think Lazy, the guy I invited, he's looking to join one.
Yeah. I'm really glad that I didn't cancel my Wednesday game, because I'm kind of excited for his character. This long lost story you speak of. So, the first campaign that I ever did was an absolute train wreck. But because I am a story writer, first and foremost, I had a lot of stuff laid out of what this world is going to look like. What things exist in this world, and I'm good at describing stuff with my world. So literally how it started was, well, actually maybe I don't want to spoil it. I think that'll be a fun thing for you all to get to experience. But basically I took them on the tour of this map that I made in my mind, but I don't think they ever really truly got to explore. It's flip-flop back and forth between 2 open-ended of just a nothing sandbox where they just stuck in town and didn't do anything, and I was forced to bring the adventure into the town, and me dragging them into these situations where you have to care about this stuff and whatnot. So it was definitely a learning experience. Um, so I have learned a lot from that. But I think it would actually be really, really interesting to uh, attempt it again with a fresher perspective and a more, you know, experienced take on it this time. I held the
That was
campaign
like one of
hostage.
that was like one of my first ever campaigns too, so
Oh,
I was pretty
really?
much just like less chaotic back then, but now I've just like been slowly building up chaotic.
Well, the cool thing is that you were the first player that ever came to me with a character idea and a backstory. Most people throw down a character sheet like a resume, like, is this acceptable? And I'm like, I don't know.
I'm not was is that like not normal for me to like come up with a backstory? I always do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're the first person that's ever done that. Usually, people feel like they need to present a character that's made, like they've done their homework, and now I just need to sign off on it. And I'm just like, I don't know who you are. I don't know how to tie you into the world. I don't know what your deal is. So,
I
sure,
love
your stats are whatever. They could be 5 or 25. I don't care. I'm not going to be able to make a fun game for you unless I know what you want to do and how you want to play.
I love writing, so I know the fact that, oh, if I just walk in here and like toss my character sheet at him and say, all right, put me in, put me in, coach. It's not really that easy to do. You have to like add something beyond that. So I was like, I'm gonna write down a story and see if he likes it, and it turned out you kind of did, and then my
Yeah.
character was added.
The important thing when writing a story is making sure that, it it's enough so that the dungeon master knows what your character is and how you feel about them, how you're going to play them, but also not so specific that unless it's specifically lore accurate and weaved perfectly into the narrative, then nobody's going to be happy, you have to have room to grow. You don't want to start at the end of this story. You need to have a little something that gets you going, and that's something that you get to explore during the game, because this game is an adventure. You grow as a character and go through these events. You don't want the entire story to be done before you've even started, you know
Yeah, pretty much.
Again, I feel like this is a lot of content that would be better discussed on a separate podcast, but that's fine. Well,
Yeah,
th-
you're right.
this is a test flight for whatever this new podcasting. And actually, since it doesn't technically exist, we could brainstorm it right now. Do you have any fun
You're not
ideas for
wrong.
like a what?
You're not wrong.
Oh, uh, do you have any fun names for the campaign, or not campaign, podcast? What do you want to call it?
I'm a banana snake and you're bored.
Uh, it's, most people call it like adventures and chill, or like by the fireside, or like uh, collecting dice is a good one, because like when you play D&D, you dump all your dice out, and so like at the end when you're collecting your thoughts or whatnot, collecting dice, that's a pretty fun one. I don't know if it makes sense a whole lot, because I don't want to make it specific about RPGs, but maybe I should. I don't know, but that's sort of the idea thing that I'm thinking of. What do you think?
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I ain't really got none. I can't really think of anything like D&D related with a name. When it comes to naming things, unless it's like something I've been working on for a while. I can't really come up with anything.
I'm very much the same way, but I'm also that type of person that unless I get it specifically right, I hate it. So, which is
Yeah,
another
yeah, that's
reason
the
why
same.
I'm terrible with actually completing anything because I'm terrible at starting things.
Yeah, well, the same now.
Yeah.
The dumb DMs. No, I'm the only dumb one.
Uh, I wouldn't say that. Unfortunately, there is like all those podcasts that are like working title or something. Like that's
That
their
was beyond
legitimate
the
name.
table.
Beyond the table. Tales beyond the table.
Dang, it is what it is. That's a pretty good name.
I don't know if about that tales though, because
I mean, I
that's
have a tail. I'm a banana snake.
you're nothing but tail as a snake.
Hey,
You
don't
you
judge me.
you have no other limbs. You are just tail.
I have a beautiful face. What the heck was that? Still, you okay?
Yeah. Sorry, my birdhouse fell over. Get it? Cause I'm a bird.
Yes, I couldn't spill.
Uh, there was a bunch of wood lent up against the wall behind my door, and so when I closed my door, all that wood fell.
I'm sorry to spill, but no matter what you say now, I was just imagining you flying up to your boathouse and it falling down.
Yep, basically.
I had to hold back my laughter.
Uh, I was gonna say that was just my sheep purring. Um, I don't want to do something dumb like feathered friends or I don't want it to be bird related, but I also don't necessarily want to make it Dungeons and Dragons related. So, I don't know. This is this is a tough one. Audience
Yeah.
participation. Um Tales Beyond the Table.
But
Uh
those kind of go well with it because we're going beyond D&D. We're gonna like talk about other things as well.
Well, less of like beyond the boundary or whatnot. I think more of what we would want to talk about is like stuff off the record. More of like we're just sort of chilling and chatting and decompressing and spitballing ideas or whatnot. So maybe like
Outside D&D?
or not. I don't like Dungeons and Dragons. I like doing other RPGs, so that's why I'm saying not specifically D&D related. But you know, I don't know. I feel like we could do a
Out of
podcast
character?
out of character. That's not a bad idea. I was thinking of like under the table or something like we're just like
That's
on
actually a pretty good one though. Under the table?
you know under the table talk. I mean, that's not a perfect one, and I want a perfect one, but that's not a bad one.
It's not a bad one. It like can give off some good ideas.
I feel like there is a podcast called Collecting Dice, but otherwise, I would love that one.
Collecting dice does kind of sound good though.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no other podcast with that, that's definitely a top
Because
taker right there.
it's a good description of like collecting your thoughts and like getting your things together. Like you're packing up, but you're also taking your time with it, enjoying just sort of chatting or whatnot. But it's at the end of like doing all the heavy work of doing campaign stuff. So
Yeah.
I like the frame of mind that collecting dice puts you into, and also the term it speaks to. But I feel like that's such a good one that there's gotta be a podcast. You know what? I'm gonna Google it.
I was about to say, you know what? Google's my main man, right?
Collecting Dice podcast. No, the Dice Collectors is a group. You know what? We're making a podcast called Collecting Dice.
I'm down. Alright, real quick, looking it up on YouTube.
Oh, that's true. I didn't search it on YouTube. I just searched Google.
Nope.
Nope, just people collecting dice. Cool.
Yeah. There's nothing involving it. Huh. Damn. Unexpected.
Okay. Well, that'll be our...
Oh my god, I found you!
Cool.
What are you doing on here?
Streaming at the moment.
Man, it already knows this is your new live streaming name. It put you up here.
So that can be our RPG podcast, is Collecting Dice. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll have some other podcasts where we do talks or something or whatnot. Or maybe that's what this will turn into. Because this was like my daily update podcast or whatnot, but maybe if we just turn this into the casual discussion podcast, I'd be fine with that. This doesn't have to remain special to just me. And in fact, some of the first streams were me like sitting down and like bawling in front of the microphone and being like, my life sucks, and so I'd very much like to turn it away from that and actually be like not just informative but also interesting. So
and
thank you for being
Sidmork.
here. What? Say what?
It is what it is. Says and TM Sidmork.
Oh.
You're right. I should Sidmork it before Spill does. That way I can sue him. Gotta own back my money somehow.
Okay.
I mean, every word I've said's like $1,000 out of my pocket, Spill.
See, what you think, or what you don't realize is that I've just now made a new podcast on my channel called...
Well, crap. Never mind. I'm good.
No, I think the intellectual property of it would belong to both of us. I mean, I guess I said it first, but...
Yeah, you came up with it, so it's yours.
Yeah, whatever. It's all...
It is what it is, am I right?
It is what it is. Yeah. When do you think you would want to do like a podcast? Just like whenever we've got time, just hop in a call and do it, or do you want to do it on a regular basis? Or
Oh, I'm free whenever, but I'm gonna be busy tomorrow.
okay. Well, I meant like we'd probably do it like every week or something. You know, not
Yeah,
just
that
like
sounds-
every day.
That sounds good to me. Like every week.
Okay.
I can't do it every day.
Maybe we could check in like at the end of the week. So like maybe every Friday evening or something, you know, after all the games have been done or whatnot.
Yeah, that works with me.
I kind of like that because I want it to be this sort of like decompress and just sort of discuss about the events.
Out of the way, you know.
Yeah. Again, because it's collecting dice, collecting thoughts, you know, thinking about things that have happened and getting ready for new things that are going to happen.
It has to have a dice background though.
Okay, yeah, I could get like a table or something. I did have this set up where I would, you know, bring people in and we'd sit down and talk or whatnot. But well, I haven't really used it because
Oh
there
my
aren't a lot
God.
of people for. What?
What the heck? When did you get this?
I've always had this. This is like the first scene that I ever made in OBS.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And this looks good though.
Thank you. I mean, do you like the
Alright.
aesthetic of it? Just like how it looks.
Oh yeah, I like this. And the
I
way it's
love
just
it
raining
too.
in the background.
This would be a great one to do for like the casual get together one, uh, where we just sort of
Yeah,
like bring in
it is
people
what
that
it
are.
is right.
Hmm. Maybe you can get Watcher to give you feedback on their thoughts as well. Oh yeah, we could like pull Watchers into the voice channel or whatnot. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is just sort of me doing like the heart to heart of just like me sitting in front of the computer being like, "Hey guys, here's what's going on in my life." Yeah. I mean, I've got some other things too, for just some streaming purposes. I've got this one. It's literally just like usually I use this one if I'm like running to the bathroom or something. I'm just like
Loading.
yeah, BRB, like changing directions or whatnot. I've never used this one, uh, and
You
I
just
think
had all this like in your back pocket.
yeah. Well, again, I when I first started getting into making videos and streaming and whatnot, I was like, these would be fun, but this one really is very bare bones. I haven't put a lot into it yet.
Are you in a board house?
I'm sitting in a window seat. So this is the one
Yeah, but
where I
like if you look at the walls, it like looks like it's some old wood or like some very bad wood. So it's all like, man, he's in a board house. A poorly
that's
crafted board house, but hey, it's a board house.
that's pretty cool. I never
And the way you like
saw it
you
like
look
that.
out the window, it's like, oh, the board house is next to some flowers, and it's
Yeah.
looking at a building.
You see things differently than I do, which is good. That's why
That's
it's
because
good
I have
to
amazing
speak to other
vision
people.
for
Yeah.
a snake.
This is the one where I sat and like showed the comics that I made, or when I was discussing art or whatnot, just like throwing up. I just had them like on the side, just like pinned to the wall, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this is
That
just
explains
like,
the walls.
well, I like white, so I just did white. You just giving me lots of bread.
Just feed me, you know. Gotta make sure you don't stall. Alright, I'll stop with the bread. That's
No,
enough.
no, it's fine. And then this is just the one that I do when I'm going to start a stream or something, and I want to give people a couple minutes to join or
Man,
whatnot.
this is a poorly crafted house. I mean, look how much rain's inside.
uh, yeah. I also couldn't find a way to like I couldn't find a way to do text or whatnot because I just don't know OBS very well. So this is just a GIF that's moving called "Coming Soon" because I couldn't find like "Starting Soon" or anything else. So that's the reason why it says "Coming Soon." Just
Oh,
random.
now we now have background information about that.
Yep,
You heard it here first. It is what it is.
it is what it is. Anywho. Instead the background like just painted around. I don't know. I guess we can just sort of call it here, and I don't know. We really don't have a whole lot to talk about with the collecting dice podcast just yet. I mean, unless you wanted to discuss ideas, but maybe we could do that, off stream or whatnot if you just want to talk to me.
Actually, I gotta get off too.
Yeah,
I gotta go to work early.
that's fine. I think I'm also just gonna call the stream here. So
Well, it was nice meeting your friend Marty.
yeah, I
Man,
think you would like him.
Well, to put it simply, I am Hunter, I am a banana snake, and I love messing with Sparrow because it is funny to me.
And I enjoy your messing around because you are a very creative individual that actually tries things and pushes the boundaries and isn't just, being an ass or, being in people's faces. And you're also not like the most players that I have that just sort of sit and listen and don't really do anything. So I like
Why
the energy you
listen
bring.
when I can be the one being listened to?
Mm. Yes, very much
Alright.
looking forward to campaign you're gonna
Alright, now before we leave, real
Mhm.
quick gonna place 5 more bread to feed you.
Okay. Thank you very
And there
much.
we go.
It's funny to legitimately do love eating just bread, like
And
carbohydrates.
you like
I like carbohydrates. So breads. I like
just say
breads.
you like bread.
I
Don't
did, and then you said I lagged, so I said it again.
Alright.
Alright.
It is what it is. It
Yep.
was nice seeing you, bud. Welcome to this channel. It's crazy whenever I show up.
Yes. Thank you for being here, and if you're interested in participating in any uh, role playing games we do, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons or some other game system, let me know.
Thank everyone for showing up. I appreciate you showing up to my friend Sparrow. And I hope everyone has a good day.
Agreed.